There seemed to be no respite for consumer prices, particularly with the recent inflation figure coming from the National Bureau of Statistics. How to give us more update on the domestic commodity prices is a senior investment officer at financial derivatives company Opeyemi Oguntade. Good afternoon, Opeyemi. Thank you for joining us. Well, Opeyemi, if you're hearing me, 12.8% as inflation figure, and we've seen food prices stubbornly high. What are the major drivers of prices in the month of March?
According to released by the transportation costs, planting as well as foreign exchange. We had foreign exchange assistance. We also shut back to significant increase in the prices of some perishable food items. But moving to transportation costs, we've seen what happened with fuel scarcity, where we saw prices of the pump price of petrol went as high as 200 naira per litre in Lagos and went even higher in other areas in the country. And foreign exchange is still a major problem in Nigeria, given the fact that we still have a misalignment in the exchange rate policy. And that's why we are seeing that inflation has gone as high as 12.8%. Among the major drivers, we saw the highest increase in electricity. We also saw in transportation, specifically by road, and we also saw increase in costs for liquid fuel goods as well. And in the food basket, we saw increase in prices for commodities such as bread, vegetables, and fish. And that's what we are seeing in the market. That's why we're seeing that inflation has gone as high as 12%, which is the highest we've seen since July 2012.
Now, maybe just before I let you go, what is your outlook for domestic commodity prices?
So far, so good. What we've seen since the beginning of April is that we've had some level of stability. Prices have remained largely flat, while some other commodities such as palm oil are still experiencing increase in prices. The fact that palm oil, for one, is one of the commodities that was listed in 41 items banned from forex by the CBN. We've seen mostly since the beginning of March, since the beginning of April, is that prices have been largely flat, and this is because traders are meeting some level of consumer resistance, and what they are trying to do right now is try to close up on their profit margins to ensure lose revenue due to the consumer resistance, and that's why we're seeing prices are largely flat in the market.
All right.
Going forward, if the fuel scarcity persists, then prices are more likely to increase. But what we're seeing so far is fuel scarcity is beginning to ease.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Opeyemi.
Thank you.
Well, let's track the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange for today's debt market trading. I'm being joined by a fixed income trader at Diamond Bank, Ada Mbachu. Good afternoon, Ada. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Now, what comparison would you make between the opening market yield and current yield?
All right, thank you for having me. Well, the market today traded with strong bearish sentiment, driving yields northwards for both the treasury bills and bond markets. The bond market recorded an average 40 point movement across all maturities, while for the treasury bill, we saw about 50 basis points for the short tenor, 15 basis points for the mid tenor, and 21 basis points movement for the long tenor bill. Well, the main driver for this bearish sentiment was mainly the announcement of the new inflation figure of 12.8%, which was a huge increase from the previous figure of 11.38%. And also, we saw CBN conduct OMO auctions today, and then the sentiment surrounding the upcoming bond auction slated for tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much, Ada. That's where we will leave it for today. Thank you for your time. And that's it on the program. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chimezie Obiwagu.